Dire team ban. You have 10 seconds left. You have 5 seconds left. Radiant team ban. You have 10 seconds left. You have 5 seconds left. Dire team ban. You have 10 seconds left. You have 5 seconds left. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick.
Disruptor!
Radiant team pick. Dire team.
The undying waits.
Shadow Fiend. You have 10 seconds left. You have 5 seconds left. Radiant team ban.
Luna.
You have 10 seconds left. You have 5 seconds left. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. You have 10 seconds left. You have 5 seconds left. Dire team ban. Radiant team pick. You have 10 seconds left. Dire team pick.
Admiral Kunkka.
Choose your hero. You have 10 seconds left. You have 5 seconds left.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Team Tickles versus Nigma Galaxy. I'm Pixel here with Jenkins. We're looking forward to this one. We're going to get a lot of fun. We're getting an RMN Dazzle to finish off the action. And on the other side, we're getting a Boom SF and a Duraccio Kunkka. A lot of exciting stuff, Jenkins.
Yeah, these are cool drafts.
Who's going to take it? What'd you like?
Oh, God. Well, the carry SF and carry Kunkka, two very popular things in European pubs.
What do you prefer?
I guess the question is, like, do we prefer the crazy Dazzle mid or the crazy Kunkka safe lane? And I feel like both teams have a lot of team fight. Both teams have strange heroes. I mean, probably the Dazzle mid because you have a more traditional carry. I think the Luna, you'd prefer to have the your stand-in playing something that they're like comfortable with on mid. That's a little strange as opposed to. But I mean, the thing is, like with these crazy drafts, is like it can always work. That's probably why Team Tickles picked it in this game. It's like they're against Nigma. It's going to be a hard game, of course. Excellent team, so spice it up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, already looking for some action here off the back of a smoke. Team Tickles, they're ready to hover around this bounty bridge. We'll see if Nigma Galaxy fall for this. Looks like they're not setting anyone up quite yet.
Even committing the ward for that as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, they want rune vision anyway. It's a bit of high ground vision as well, so it's not a bad ward.
I mean, will they get anyone here? Gee, I mean, Nigma Galaxy, they're playing it careful.
30 seconds to battle.
It looks like they are standing in the right place to get iLTW. Oh, he's going the long way, actually.
That's smart.
bit of a read, but I do feel like if you're a support, you probably walk right up this hill. Like if you're Kuro, you're just like, I'm gonna get back to lane. Help my carry as soon as possible. We'll see though.
And they're playing carefully.
Patient.
They're not falling for this. And yeah, they'll just settle for the 2 runes themselves down here. Might be anything that Joe can do about this. That'll be the 2 for 2.
Oh, they're not gonna wait up there for Kuro. Okay.
Now I get the runes, get to lanes, and we'll see how some of these matchups go. I mean, as these sort of things go for the mid lane Dazzle, how do things go against an SF? Is Boom going to care about this mid Dazzle at all?
You know, this is definitely one that can go either way. If you get a bunch of right clicks on the SF as Dazzle, you will kill SF, especially if you can get into that raise range, but also the triple raise from Boom can definitely kill a Dazzle. Like, this is so much damage already.
It is.
He's going to go for a 3rd raise, I think.
Can he go for the kill?
Maybe.
Oh, he gets to one of them, and you see exactly that damage up there. If he had hit both of those, that would have been a kill for sure. We'll see elsewhere. iLTW's courier going down. Did have some backup tangos out on its way for him, and is actually going to leave that. Okay, Kuroki's got plenty of regen for the lane, so iLTW will be able to farm just fine up there for now. Got to keep our eyes on this mid though, as we're seeing a Boom. He's out for action, and RMN's got to be prepared. Look at these side lanes. I mean, how's life going to be for the safe lane Kunkka down here for Team Tickles? Dracho's going to be just fine against Mind Control and GH?
Yeah, you're tanky. Both of these heroes are tanky. It's pretty difficult playing Mars Willow versus any hero that has a lot of HP, just because you do this like set amount of burst damage and then you don't really have much other than right clicks after that. So Undying, if he walks in and dies, he doesn't really care that much, and you're not killing a Kunkka. They're fine to farm down here.
We'll see in the mid lane matchup. Looking pretty good for Boom so far. 10-2 against the 5-0. Got a decent lead here against RMN. Top lane Ace. He's probably dead. They've caught him in a kinetic field, and he'll go down. First blood for iLTW and Kuroki. They take out the Tide. I mean, was said during the draft was going to be one of those lane matchups where Luna's going to be feeling pretty comfortable laning against the Tide. Kills like that are definitely going to make things very nice for iLTW player on the safe flank.
Yeah, that was just a really nice call from Nigma Galaxy. They got level 2 first on their heroes. They saw that the wave was pushing, and so they're like, okay, let's take this damage advantage that we clearly have right now and just try to translate it into a kill, because otherwise we're just pushing this like massive wave of XP into the tower. So get something from it, also lets them pull the lane back. Pretty nice.
Sort of from the mid as well, what's RMN's job going to be as the mid does? So he still what builds up like the mech, and he's looking to buff up the team and be that sort of big presence in the mid game pushing?
Yeah, probably. I mean, between the other heroes on Nigma Galaxy, they have a decent amount of pick off and team fight and all of that sort of stuff. So I feel like just something to sustain, get some levels in the Luna aura, and then run at towers and 5-man with the Mars ulti and the Dazzle. I think that's a pretty solid way to go with this game.
I see that nice moves from GH. Was able to make sure that Boom wasn't allowed to step up and take that bounty away from Nigma Galaxy.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He's giving a bit of space actually for RMN in the mid, so he's keeping it pretty close to the CF. RMN catching up. See down bottom, they'll drop the tombstone, but already Mind Control out of harm's way. Now, might need to get the catch and the setup onto him.
This is cool. I love that tombstone. You think like, oh, well, he wasted it. Like, why would he just use it here? It's literally just a zone from the creeps that were dying to the tower. Like, they're literally just playing for every little lane advantage that they can get. And now it's dying. Maybe we go for the deny. It's a deny.
GH, she did step back up. We'll head into the Shadow Realm. Able to close a bit of the gap there with the X mark. Not enough to finish him off, though. GH is out. Some very early aggression here from the two of them. Down bottom, top lane, how are things going? Ace is CS, still top of the board here. 25 last hits, even though he goes down. And iLTW, out of all the cores, is actually struggling the most on the last hits in this laning stage, despite getting that early kill.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trading kills for the fact that they're going to be losing CS. TP in, GH.
Tofu will go down to the Thunderstrike. See if they can set up onto Ace as well. It's going to be hard, Kuroki. It's not got anything else to offer up here, so Ace will manage to walk away from this one.
You know, I was thinking GH TPing there is a bit awkward. Oh, boom. He's got a lot of... Oh, he's Dax on him.
Yeah, Iron Man kept the hits going. He's going to turn with the raises. Tofu's in with the DP. Iron Man, can he finish off this kill? Boom. He is going to be fine with the bottle charges there between the ticks of damage. He'll live. Nice TP from Tofu. Make sure that RMN does not.
Yeah, the problem with chasing SF with this theoretical Dazzle mid is that, yeah, you know, you have this huge amount of damage over time coming out from the poison touch on Dazzle, but the longer and longer you chase the SF, the more time his raises have to come off the cooldown. He's just hitting these like constant three-stack raises on you, and it's difficult to trade into with almost anything. Like, SF is actually a pretty good hero at taking these long fights.
Obviously back in action on the top lane. Actually bottom as well. Celery and Dracho going for the chase onto Mind Control. Tara,
just flipped him.
There should be a dead Mars unless Mind Control can do something nice with the spear. We'll manage to knock back the Kunkka. Already the X marks there with the setup. Drag back. It'll be a slow but sure death here for Mind Control as Dracho chops him down. Back over towards the mid. Aggression over towards Boom. TP backup is coming in. This time they'll get the kill, and by the looks of it, they'll be able to get out. Ironman and GH off to the side. They're even thinking about going back in onto Celery. Celery's got to be a bit cautious. Pops and touches at the ready. Ironman's in there, ready to dive in onto the Undying. See how aggressive they want to go for this. GH starting to tank the tower. It's Grave to keep him alive, and Ironman's keeping that poison touch here left for Celery to try and save himself, but that's at 3 levels in the poison touch. He should die. Won't be able to get the deny up to the neutrals. Back over towards the mid. Tofu, quick brain sap, kills off GH. He ends up going down.
The boy, he trades his life to save his mid. Dazzle is surely dead there if he doesn't take that Nightmare off. That pure damage. What level of Nightmare is that? That's level 2 Nightmare. So yeah, 100% dead if he doesn't take the Nightmare off. So he sacks his own life.
Arman does still have to be a little cautious around this mid. He saw Tofu. Hastering at the ready, clarity up. Gonna have a spell or two to throw out. Gonna head in. Nightmare setups. That'll buy time for Boom to step up. Couple of raises with the Graves out in top. Ironman with the turnaround. Quick touch to Tofu. They get the kill, and Ironman's able to get out of there. Not quite able to burst in quick enough with the quick fingers on the Grave.
I like that GH is putting so much pressure on mid, because if you think about the lane that he's leaving, it's a Mars who against Undying Kunkka. We saw that long kill that was happening on the bot lane. Like, it took a lot to kill him. Celery had to do these like crazy body blocks. It was the slowest thing ever. You know, this bottom lane, Mind Control's honestly totally cool being down here. He's gonna do fine. He's not supposed to die down here, really. Maybe get pressured a bit, but whatever. So GH can be here, and it's an SF mid. The classic way to deal with SF is just kill it over and over again.
See bottom. Actually gonna hit the setup with Ironman making the rotation. Smoke comes out, but not soon enough to do anything to help keep Dracho alive. As not only having a good time picking up the farm, but Mind Control getting some action down bottom. See Tofu trying to see if he can get some sort of setup onto Crow. Not gonna be the case. Ace is gonna hit 6 off these creeps, so Ravage at the ready.
iLTW, just jungling. He's got the max aura. Yeah, just get out. Give Kuroki the lane. We've got 2 supports taking the lane, although RMN is back mid now, but GH got a little bit of space there. He's now level 5. You're pretty happy being level 5 at 8 minutes on a Dark Pool of 4.
Dracho, armlet in the boots.
Oh, the smoke. Back to the Kunkka.
See how easy they can do this. He'll have both up pretty soon, and he does have the armlet complete. So armlet with the run buff, he'll be very tanky. Yeah, it's still 20 seconds until the ult. Himself underneath the tower, they won't be able to get the grab, so no chance to dive in on this. It will be a move wasted there, unfortunately, for Nigma Galaxy, as Iron Man can't get involved in any action there.
I think that smoke was right on that ward, so they knew that was coming.
See top, I'll dive in for Kuroki. Not quite enough hits there from Tofu to take him down, though. Kuro's able to step back. Ace not wanting to use the Ravage there for supports. GH hits him with the Shadow Realm, takes out Tofu, and he'll be able to back off there. It's Team Tickles not wanting to throw out the ultimates there for those two. Doesn't mean they don't get the kill, they lose someone on themselves.
That was a pretty cool Bramble maze. You can see that Tofu had a bit of a false sense of security when the Bramble came out, and he saw that it was like positioned all the way towards the right. Like, oh, I'm fine, I run it here. Like, he missed it. And then he walks into like the side one, because usually you see the Bramble maze, you place it so that the hero that gets hits in the center of it. So they have mind games there, which is cool.
Bottom. Got the set, puts him up. The backup's on its way. Iron Man in with the poison touch. Brings down, of course, spawning up those zombies. Big hit with the Tidebringer. Mind control has to head back. He'll manage to get himself away. Doesn't end up going down. Dracho will still ticking out of the poison touch. A quick heal from Celery will give him an extra chance to step out of there. But can he outlet his way through the top distances he can? Nicely done there by Dracho as he's able to avoid death to the poison touch.
Nice rotation from iLTW. I really like this. This is a common thing that I'm seeing a lot of replay, especially in the European region with Luna. It's just maxing out that Lunar Blessing, and sure, you can jungle with this because it does give you damage. You go some early points in Moonglaive. Also, you just show up and give your team bonus damage. So you can kind of 5-man with this while also split farming. It's a nice way to play the hero for the current pace of how people play Dota.
Tower is under attack. It fights for its life.
We're certainly seeing already Nigma Galaxy forcing a lot of action. Mid lane boom. Estroon at the ready. He's fine. A lot of space top being given to ASUS. Is starting to heavily pressure the tier 1 tower. Looks like Nigma Galaxy have decided to completely leave that area of the map, not wanting to mess around with the threat of the Tide and his Ravage.
Yeah, he's huge, and the way that Nigma Galaxy wants to get kills right now is using the Dazzle and the fact that he has max in the poison touch. So that's like the biggest damage source right now for them. And Tidehunter is not going to die to that because he would literally just crack and shell it off. So currently Ace feels like completely untouchable, and I would expect these guys on Team Tickles to try to push that to its limit, you know, send him mid, like get the mid tower. I think they can snowball pretty hard soon.
You see Tofu, spot a bother hit. No attempt to saving himself with the Nightmare was going to get him out of that one as he goes down. The jungle opens up again for iLTW to continue to clean it up. Bottom lane, quick moves here from Nigma Galaxy as they've got their eyes on Dyrachyo, but he knows it. He's keeping himself close to the tower. See if Mind Control can find any sort of setup. RMN's ready in the trees. They've got to find the arena catch if they want to have any chance of getting him. And Dyrachyo, he's just not letting it happen. He's playing it safe.
Now there's a rotation to the mid lane. This is what I meant for the Tidehunter, like what I expected him to do. He knows his strength right now and that Dazzle's not going to be able to kill him. They need probably the Luna ult with some beams or every other hero spell in the book to kill him. So Nigma Galaxy know this as well. They just avoid him. They just say, we're not even going to run to this Tide. We're just going to push the bot tower instead.
Yeah, they're starting to just control of the enemy triangle, and knowing that this will be a key area of the map that iLTW will be looking to keep his farm up from. Taking these early objectives, ready with the smoke to wrap around and maybe pincer in Nigma Galaxy down here on this bottom half. So what sort of setup they can find? They're going to look to open up onto RMN, go through a preemptive grade, save him a little bit from this early onset, look back for the field. Oh, they catch him. He's out. They're stepping, get a fantastic Ravage off in the middle of Nigma Galaxy. And they brought 2 down. Mind Control's going to try and turn for the arena, catches them all. The damage is not quite there to get any of the kills. Selly's able to step out. Mind Control's dragged back. A 3rd hero down, and they're ready to die. Fantastic Nightmare and Fiend Script control there for Tofu. Locks the 2 of them down. iLTW's got GH as well. As Team Tickles, they are moving around the map phenomenally. This is going to be another tier 1 tower taken down from them off the back. Full team right there, 5 kills, all going the way of Team Tickles. They're turning up the heat, and they're looking like they've got a pretty clear game plan here that Nigma Galaxy are starting to struggle to deal with.
And worst of all, RMN, the mid of Nigma Galaxy, buys back during that fight. TP's in, realizes that because of those dives, because of that wraparound from Tofu, he couldn't continue the TP. He canceled it. So he just slowly walked out of base, like, guys, I'm coming, but please don't die. And they all died.
And that hurts a lot, especially when he's playing this mid Dazzle that's going for the Midas. You know, slowing down that Midas timing, that's going to be quite the trip up there for RMN's game. As things will slow down, and already 13 minutes in, Team Tickles up 5k.
Yeah, and the thing with Tidehunter is that, you know, we talk about how you can just run at towers, and since your only kill threat is Dazzle, he's not really going to die at the moment. So the more and more items he gets, the longer of a window of opportunity you have for that to be a factor. And so, like, a crazy fight like that just means, like, even more snowball potential.
See, man? straight back into the static storm. Draccio goes down. TP's coming in. See if Nigma Galaxy can get the kill and get out. In fact, they're still poking at Team Tickles with a poison touch from Iron coming out to 3 of them. iLTW and GH running past 3 over towards the side. Now take him out. That's going to be the Undying Gone. Tombstone as well. More money here for Nigma Galaxy, and they're going to see if they can maybe get the Tide too. Doesn't look like they can. No control for Ace. So Ace gets back. Good punch back from Nigma Galaxy will secure them the chance to get some damage done to the tier 1 mid.
A great smoke, just knowing that the Ravage is on cooldown and abusing that. Perfect hero to pick off first, the Kunkka, then you don't get that run buff.
He's just... He's trying to get the ult off, but he's been caught by the spear. Just got the damage to take him out, and every time the ult, the Lucian will put a stop to it. He can't get it off. They finish him off with the God's Rebuke. Ace stepping in, looking for RTW. The Ravage is out, but where is the follow-up? There isn't any at all, Ace. He got the Ravage up, but he might pay with his life as they chase him out. And he's one more hit will take him down. There it is, mind control with a spear to the back. Shoots down Ace. As Nigma Galaxy, they're back in the game.
Yeah, that was a, I mean, that Ravage was a big mistake, I think. This means Nigma Galaxy can just, right into Roche, because we saw what they did with the Ravage being on cooldown the first time, and now it's not 30 seconds on Ravage, it's 2 minutes.
And look at this Nigma Galaxy there. They're ready for some more kills. They are. In onto Stellar. Drop it off of Smell, but it's on to iLTW, but iLTW's not needed. GH taking out Spear on his own. Mind control finish off Tofu. There's going to be a buyback coming out from Tofu. They really want to try and make this fight happen here, Team Tickles, but they don't have the Ravage. They're missing some key components. Can they get kills out of this? Mind control. He's in with the arena. He's got the 3 of them. The Grave comes down time from Iron Man. This time they get the Requiem off. Mind control should surely die here. He's trying to, I think they don't have the last bit of damage. He's actually going to live. Mind control is able to get away. Draccio goes down. Ace with the Gushon Croak will at least find the Disruptor. They've got the Nightmare set up onto iLTW, but with the pig pole, iLTW is heading away. If they're putting at the ready, he'll be able to get themselves sneak way into the shadows as they only lose the Disruptor. They get Draccio, and the game continues to be in a position where Team Tickles, they can't go for the Roche themselves.
Yeah, great saves from our men, saving...
Yeah. I can't believe Mind Control didn't go down there.
Yeah, it was very close. Also, the positioning from the entire team of Nigma Galaxy. I mean, other than iLTW, obviously, who could not get into the fight.
I mean, look at just how much Mind Control tanks because of that Grave.
Yeah, that was huge. They're also playing from the high ground. A lot of Team Tickles was playing towards the low ground, especially Boom. So, really, the Boom is seeming like the big source of damage here for Tickles. And if he's not able to get into the fight because of, you know, an arena like that, then they don't really have the damage to kill anybody. Kunkka's kind of a tank. It's definitely a tank. Undying's a tank. Bane, he's a disable. It's really all about Boom on SF. Getting in there and doing that damage, but it's hard without the BKB. We saw how hard it was for him to get his Requiem off a couple of fights back, but they just kept interrupting it with small things like Lucent Beam, Glimpse. His BKB is be huge timing for Team Tickles.
Now we'll see if they can get that dream sort of team combo off. The Requiem, the bow for Draccio, the fantastic combo. Same to be said though for Nigma Galaxy, of course, as we've been seeing the arena paired up nicely with a good fear from GH can be equally as disruptive as what Team Tickles have to offer. And Team Tickles, they're going for the Roshan. Ults at the ready on both sides. Could see quite the clash here if Nigma Galaxy can get here in time, but Roche is falling fast. It doesn't look like they will. Team Tickles, they'll take this with no interruption. Aegis on Boo.
I can understand that call from them to just like literally run into Roche, because when you fight 2 or 3 times without Ravage like that because it was on cooldown or because you whiffed it and there was some crazy stuff that happened in the fight and so you use it like really late, you just get to a point where it's like, let's just go fight with Ravage. How do we get them to fight us? You run out a tower, or more importantly, run out Roshan. And Nigma Galaxy, I also like the call to just not fight Roche. It's one of the harder calls to make, and you really only see this with like absolute tier 1 teams, because you feel that Roche anxiety of like, if we give them an Aegis, they're just gonna snowball the map and then choke us out. But Nigma Galaxy is like, we're not gonna fight into this Ravage. Like, wait until we have our BKBs, then we'll fight. What does an Aegis really do for them? Which hero on Team Tickles is gonna push high ground? Not a single one of them, right? None of them are pushing heroes. SF is your best pushing hero. So there's no threat that the game is going to end in this next Aegis. So just don't fight it. Don't fight into the Ravage before you have BKB.
They're doing their best to avoid any sort of altercation here. Nigma Galaxy, Team Tickles start to head up to the top side of the map. work towards this tier 2. Have mind control hovering around the tree line, but you know, definitely think twice before trying to start any action. Team Tickles come in with a 5-man push here around that Aegis BKB on SF.
The mode that Nigma's in right now is just evasive. If some opportunity presents itself, maybe mind control will go for it and people will TP in. But for the most part, it's just like clear the wave, play safe, avoid them until the next Aegis, and delay until Nigma gets BKB on my... Oh, never mind. Oh, I lied. Oh, okay.
We want to go for this.
Tower is under attack.
See what mind control can find. They're going to set up boom, boom. He's going to get spin back. The Nightmare's going to give boom the chance to fight back, though. The static storm. We don't fear that. Ace has been silenced. Can he get anything off his step? The static storm comes to an end. He'll pop the Ravage. He catches RM, and that's the goal now. Dazzle out. The rest of Nigma Galaxy desperately trying to get themselves back up to the high ground. But see, Dratcho can get a further catch. He found iLTW. X mark on the Luna. Well, they can drag him back into the Requiem. Doesn't do too much damage there as they caught right on the edge of it. Celery's now up on the high ground. Some pretty deep aggression. Nightmare from Tofu. Sets up onto mind control. Mind control jumped him for this.
Wow.
But he jumps into his own death. As the rest of Nigma Galaxy will live, but it's 2 down. As, I mean, it looked so good, Jenkins. It looked like they weren't going to do exactly what they just did. They were playing on the map. They decide to take the fight. It ends terribly. They're now taking damage on the high ground.
It looked like a really cool call from Nigma Galaxy. Like, you, as Team Tickles, you don't expect that, right? So maybe your SF gets picked off there at the start and loses Aegis, but Tofu, man, with the Nightmare saves, like, he just knows. He just read at this.
He's had a great game so far, Tofu. And GH is trying to get it onto Dratcho, but it's not enough damage. GH loses his life with the tombstone. Is up. Kuro's trying to take it down. They've got the Nightmare set up into the point. iLTW is in trouble. iLTW gets blown up, out of the game for 50. No buyback on the Luna. Team Tickles, they're going to keep the push going. This top rack sits in jeopardy.
This is like the highest impact that I've seen from a Bane in a very long time. And I think the hero is excellent and usually has impact. But the Nightmare saves, the setups, the Nightmare and then Fiend Script on one target, bottom lane, like all of these moments have been so crucial for Team Tickles in getting to the point that they're at in this game. And it's all set up from their position 5, who obviously has the least net worth on his team. It's just absolutely beautiful Bane play coming out from Tofu.
Yeah, it's really messing with Nigma Galaxy. They're struggling with that sort of control, and that decision to take the fight, the tier 2's cost them heavily. They lose the tier 2, they lose the tier 3, they lose the full set of barracks. As now Team Tickles up 8k. As Nigma Galaxy, they can't afford to make any more of those mistakes. Otherwise, they'll be in a position likely to lose a second set of barracks, maybe even more, with the momentum that Team Tickles is gathering.
It is one of those calls that they make where, you know, if that was successful, that call to defend that tier 2 tower, that's what we would be pointing at for this is what differentiates a tier 1 team from a tier 2 team. Like, this is what makes Nigma Galaxy one of the best teams in the world, is making a call like that. But it just was wrong. Like, Team Tickles had the read on it. And, you know, what can you do? It's just unlucky.
Yeah, I mean, they were close to so many things, sort of, you know, they get the setup, the catch, and the SF, but times brought from the Nightmare. They locked down the type of the Static Storm, but they didn't quite have enough damage to kill him. Or you get the
Ravage off on the Dazzle, which is the most important hero, zones everybody else. Yeah, just an amazing team fight from Tickles.
We'll see what sort of setup we're going to have next, as Team Tickles eyeing up the tier 2 in the mid. Nigma Galaxy did not have a great time up top. See if they want to try again for anything here. For the time being, they have got mind control and iLTW elsewhere, trying to keep their farm strong.
Tower is under attack. No Gale can stop the
will have to deal with the top lane, working on his own BKB, making sure that he can fight against the threat of the Ravage.
No tree shall
So they'll let the tower go. See, Team Tickles still working towards from lane and clearing out these outer towers. Roshan potentially up in a couple of minutes. It's going to be very difficult if Nigma Galaxy aren't able to stop Team Tickles from taking that. Flags done on Ace.
And Boom now has the presence or affects buildings talent, so we talked about how they don't really have building damage, and that was more in the early game. Now that they're getting to the late game, SF is one of the best heroes at just whacking buildings, especially if he has an Aegis. So you can't avoid Team Tickles forever now. You're gonna have to fight.
See Team Tickles on the hunt smoked up, charging towards the top lane. Nigma Galaxy, no. Into the trees. iLTW is going to be careful how he plays on the edge of the vision here. Torrent not quite finding him. They'll manage to make it back up to base. They're still hunting in the trees. His mind control is still around. No TP for 10 seconds. Tofu.
Oh, man.
It's one tree between the two of them. I mean, that could have been one of the bigger tumbler toy plays you would have seen if that would have got him closing the gap, but wasn't to be. Mind control will make it away.
You know, the funny thing, too, is if that high ground ward was placed just a little bit to the left, maybe...
yeah.
Because you usually see it placed towards the left, but they knew that Nigma was going to be running back towards their base, so they're like, all right, let's put it to the right. Maybe we'll catch somebody like trying to make their way through the trees, but Mind Control, he went the opposite way.
Nigma Galaxy keeping everybody alive. BKB's on track to be ready for the next fight. Mind Control very close to his. RMN just a few hundred gold further away.
This is the point where if you're Tickles, you probably want to put down some lane wards where you can see like iLTW sneaking out like this, because he did walk through where there could have been vision if there's a lane ward. Right now they have high ground like defensive wards, but Nigma is just 100% in the game of cat and mouse. They're the mice, like they're just running away, and they're trying to sneak by, and that's what you want to catch right now.
Very carefully pushing out this bottom lane. iLTW's already out.
I love this. Tofu's setting up. Oh, GH though, he suspects it.
And we'll make it out. I'll get this bottom wave pushed in. I've still got their eyes set on the tier 2 bottom team Tickles. And Nigma Galaxy, I mean, they, again, just being so incredibly careful at this moment in the game. They'll have one hero, two heroes push out together. Everybody else waiting together in the base. Just making sure that there's no chance of being caught out. Things are going to get scarier now. Duracio's AC complete. More minus armor being kicked out around this Tide and SF. The physical's going to hurt Nigma Galaxy.
Shadow Wave!
Yeah, really, SF has all the damage you need. I mean, I like the... Oh, actually, they're walking up the high ground here.
He's looking pretty dead out on armor.
Whoa! Okay, speaking of damage.
All right, boom.
All right. My boy.
That was a disruptor there, I promise you. Kuro disappears.
There are some situations in Dota where...
Well, this ward is going to get them some action.
This would be the best action. The best possible action.
RTW, he's going to be caught by surprise there. Tofu just stepping up and getting the grip with the vision that have.
Okay. Not bad. Yeah, that is the literal best hero to be finding, hiding in a corner, is the one hero that could possibly carry this game on Nigma.
And I guess, again, it was sort of the... Well, this time the positioning got them the kill, right? Because if it was further to the left and it got them the kill earlier on mind control, then they would have known it
was there.
But because it is in that, is it shifted to the right position?
That is true. Look at this poor soul. No! No, my boy. Oh,
that's interesting. As I mean, you can explain how that works. So the red number said 630, but I'm pretty sure it had 800 HP. So I guess the number is before minus armor's taken into account.
So that was a silver edge hit, and so I think that
the bonus is
bonus damage would not be applied to that.
Yeah, it's very smart. I guess
I think don't.
I think you're right. I don't think the red number takes into account the bonus from the hit from the silver edge. Well, yeah.
I don't know if it takes in the bonus from minus armor. I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
It's either that. It's not. Yeah. Which way the number work? I mean, no, you don't really take note of the red numbers normally. You just know if you see a red number.
It's a big number. Yeah.
It's a good hit.
Well, I have seen Sniper Crystallis Rush do 150 crits with that crystal.
Oh, that's underwhelming. Yeah.
It's a little underwhelming if you're doing Sniper Crystallis Rush. But in this case, there was a disruptor there a few moments.
That's why Rush Basher on Sniper.
That is so reasonable. You should let Kuroki know. That's a really good strat.
There we go, Kuroki. Ready to lead the charge here for Nigma Galaxy. And maybe down 15k, but they know the only way back into this is coming out with a big surprise move. See if they can catch Team Tickles with it. It's not going to be easy. Aegis still on boom, and Team Tickles, they're smoked up themselves.
see, AC plus Presence Aura. What is the tower armor at? It has 4 armor. Minus 12 armor. This thing is paper.
Yeah, it's getting shredded here.
Dire's bottom tower.
I mean, they got to do something. Boom, just standing there, taking the Shuffle Maestro, look at the spear back. Instant grip from Tofu, catches Maestro on the jump. The Grave will come out, but Maestro is already far too low. Plus the BKB does get the arena. His Grave comes to an end, so does his life. The fear pushes back the Undying, but on the front line, Joe Boomer stepping in with the BKBs. Kuro caught out by the gush from Ace. And it's 2 dead on Nigma Galaxy. Team Tickles, they'll take the bottom racks. And they're going to be more than happy to stick around for more. Fortification comes out from Nigma Galaxy. Boom, steps up. A preemptive Grave will keep RMN alive for now. The bottom racks are gone. Team Tickles continuing on this road to what looks to be a pretty sure victory here in game 1. iLTW is ready for the Yolo plays. He's picked up a Blink Dagger, ready for some sort of Blink Eclipse. He's going to have to wait for Mind Control and Kuroki to be back up. We're going to try for something here. Arman steps up with the BKB, looking towards Boom. They're still hesitant on getting involved onto this SF and Tide. 3 of them all incredibly tagged. The gush comes flying out. Arman thrown to the side. He has got to fire back with the racks. They'll be taken. Mega Creeps out for Team Tickles. Nigma Galaxy, they're going to give it one final shot. The zombies are out. Kuro will be saved by Arman. Mind Control disappears. Where they go down. Catches it from a triple kill. Ace. iLTW surrounded and freeze by Dracho, Celery and Tofu. They'll pop the Eclipse, but there's not enough damage. As iLTW was given her the rampage. There it is. Ravage. Rampage, in fact, not a ravage. Well, both everything here from Ace. The man on your screen right there. As he's going to be very happy with the ending of that game. And Team Tickles, of course, as a whole, will be very chuffed with that performance, as that was a very solid game 1 from them. They looked completely on the ball.